Hey, welcome to a new edition of the AGI podcast, Advance, Grow, and Innovate with AI. We are going to start having data bites, where some bite sized data questions with experts out there who can actually make it relatable to all you business people out there who may not be data scientists or computer scientists. I am joined today by John Lepo, who is a regional manager for Red Hat. And I'm going to let John tell you a little bit about himself and his journey and how he kind of plays into this ecosystem. Nice to have you, John.
Yeah, Jason, thanks for having me today. Looking forward to the conversation. So, I'm going to be coming at this conversation from a little bit of a different perspective. I started my journey in computer science when I was about 10 years old, where I first started kind of playing around with coding and the different computers that my father had, just trying to kind of break things and see how they worked so that I could really understand them. And sometimes I'd fix them, sometimes not so much. But so after that, my formal introduction onto like software engineering and computers was in high school. That was my major in high school. It was an applied major that I applied to. So I started formal coding classes around 16 in high school, where we had to make websites in HTML off Notepad, and then so no assistance, no cues, no coding help, nothing. We had to code HTML and Notepad, which is a lot of fun. Made me really good at making MySpace pages. I'm gonna date myself. So when we were doing the MySpace formatting, yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
I
awesome.
remember.
Oh yeah. So my friends and I were geniuses at this. A lot of people would just copy and paste that code. We'd sit there and write it, which is crazy. And MySpace sort of pushed me into this almost like kind of hacker world where same thing, I'd inspect elements and try to figure out how things worked and try to fix them and break them. So computer science was my first major in college. Didn't end up pursuing it as deep. I ended up going into kinesiology and strength and conditioning and athletic performance. But the deep statistics backgrounds and math and science backgrounds kind of continued to push me towards at least leveraging things like Excel, understanding sort of statistical analysis, what eventually became machine learning, and that would eventually evolved into AI. And so what I ended up doing for about 8 years in my career as a strength and conditioning coach and sports performance coach was I leveraged a lot of data. And it was a very data first route towards helping athletes and making sure that we were doing the right things for the athletes in the right way. So we analyzed a lot of data, and that pushed me pretty deep through Excel and SQL, and a lot of different data analytics processes and tools. And so from there, I kind of got bored and wanted to go out into the world of technology and go all in on that world again. And so I did a brief stint at Dell where I was building some like pretty powerful systems on the hardware side for either companies that were designing like CAD computers, aircraft carriers, things like that. So understanding sort of the hardware side of things and what you need to make some of these more powerful software systems work, but doing it the right way, like appropriately sizing these things. Similar with servers. And then after that, I spent about 3 years at Palantir, in a variety of sales and pre-sales roles. Huge privilege, got the opportunity to work with some of the smartest people on the planet, doing some of the coolest stuff that you can imagine. That was great because it also kind of gave me a different perspective on a lot of the top subjects we're going to cover today, especially around like picking the right thing. You know, when you get up to that area, it's not necessarily a matter of not having the tools. You could write a $30,000 line of code and run it, and it could be something central to what you need to do. But then it also came down to how do we create workflows and different pathways so that it actually makes sense. People are getting a return on their investment. These tools aren't burning crazy compute and crazy cost. And so a lot of different philosophical kind of approaches, I guess, or high level strategic approaches to how you would create projects that could be successful, size things, leverage the right tools, leverage the right workflows, understand the differences even between models and which models can do the right things. And then from there, organize the different abstraction layers against that. And so like, creating anonymizing layers across different AI workflows and um, ETL versus ELT data lakes and things of that nature. And then that